Hand clap to the massive brothers and sisters. We are finally back. We finally made it to another one, another reaction on the one and only Mystelics reaction, guys. Big up all yourself for being a part of this here vibrations. I do appreciate every single one of you guys. You know the rhetoric already, brothers and sisters. I do appreciate, but that comes from the heart. Straight from my heart. You don't know people, big up all yourself for definitely being part of this here vibrations. And of course, brothers and sisters, don't forget to do what? Click the like button. I would appreciate that right there. Click the thumbs up button. And of course, come subscribe, brothers and sisters, so you can get the latest vibrations when they tend to come out right there. Brothers and sisters, I had to sift through all of the mahi that have been sent, brothers and sisters, so to speak. I think I'll release one tomorrow. I think I'll release some of that stuff tomorrow, brothers and sisters. Very interesting times that we're living in right now, brothers and sisters. But anyways, brothers and sisters, don't forget to like that vibrations. I would appreciate that. Subscribe so you'll be notified when I drop my videos right there. And then, of course, with that steady right there, brothers and sisters, let us get into these vibrations for the right there. Of course, big up the masses out at large, including Narin right there. Of course, Narin has definitely given a red card to the individuals who decided, hey, you know, we want you guys to be able to buy number plates, but we can't, you know, even though it comes from the public purse. Very interesting stuff. So red card goes up, brothers and sisters. For the year, I want to do something. Dirty Pampers. I was saying stop your dirty ways. So I want to see if I can organize some sort of thing where I can give a dirty pamper, man. I think that will be the aspect right there. To give a dirty pamper and just flash the dirty pamper on the screen or something of that sort. I think there was something of that sort, you know, back in the day, brothers and sisters. But I think that's something we have to look into. Narin gives the red card. I need to give some dirty pampers, man, to a number of people right here. Flash the dirty pampers, blah, right there. We'll see how that works out, brothers and sisters, for, of course, the upcoming year in this here reaction vibrations. And, of course, brothers and sisters, so kudos to Narin for that. Yeah, I definitely believe that they deserve the red card right there. They need to stop the everlasting dirty ways. Talking about dirty ways, brothers and sisters, look at what I see right there, brothers and sisters. There's something that took place with the red building in Roseau. They apparently burst the labor house glass. I guess people were fed up and like, what? No, they pelting stone. I wonder who that do that for real, boy. Maybe a power or something, or maybe somebody fed up. It always, that is the burst window for real. Oh yeah, oh, that is the bottom of the thing. That is the bottom of the thing. The top of it right there, brothers and sisters, as we can clearly see in that regard. So yeah, somebody burst the window for real. And it could be two ways, brothers and sisters. Whether something go in or whether something come out, brothers and sisters. Who knows what exactly took place right there.
What all you use them people glass for?
You see them people glass. Do you think, under which, do you think that this red building was built under the DLP, the labor house funding? Do you think it was built under their funding, or was this house built under the very people's pockets right there? I didn't ever ask yourself that question. The red building that is in Roseau, who financed that building? Was it the public's purse? And when I talk about the public's purse, I'm talking about CBI as well. I'm not just talking about the taxes people pay. I'm talking about the CBI program. Was this taken from the CBI program to build this house? Or did the labor people come together, raise funds amongst themselves to then build this house? What do you think exactly happened when it comes down to this situation? So when you say in them people house, be mindful. It could be your house that there, brothers and sisters, that they have built and decided to paint red and make it their own. Who knows, brothers and sisters? That is the question right there. And the reason why I'm saying this, brothers and sisters, because I also saw this sentiment right there. Of course, based on what this individual was saying, this is approximately $60 million building the Roosevelt SKERRIT building at Mount Daniel right there, opposite the other one right there, which of course is that building that they're staying in. And like I indicated to you guys before, the one that they are building is bigger than the both buildings right there. As you could clearly see, this is the vicinity area of the building. Okay, they probably have how much levels, brothers and sisters. And there's a tennis court there. It seems like this is a tennis court that is happening already. It seems like this is from a satellite. They take this from the satellite, man. And as you can clearly see, brothers and sisters, this is where they stay. And there's a tennis court there, it looks like. I guess this is the farmlands and what have you. And then you have the building down there, brothers and sisters. The road passes there. They have some sort of fencing there, maybe for people not to see. But, you know, people can see from the sky. You don't need drone to see, brothers and sisters. You can see from the skies. Right there. So this infrastructure is much bigger. And the reason why I'm saying this, brothers and sisters, is for two reasons. One, I think as a result of this establishment, which I believe it's alleged that this building in question that SKERRIT is staying in was given to them by MMCE, allegedly given to them by MMCE, because they have given MMCE so much work and they have made so much money on the backs of Dominicans, brothers and sisters, that they have decided to allegedly gift this building to them. So apparently they allegedly got it for free. Okay? Alright, as a gift. Now, SKERRIT decided they're going to rent that building to Dominicans for them to live in, which of course is about $64,000 a month. So in my hindsight, brothers and sisters, thinking of how things be, if you get this building for free and you rented that building for $64,000 for the people, wouldn't it make sense that you then taking some of that $64,000 a month and then siphoning it back to build this structure right there? Could it be? Could it be, brothers and sisters? Help me understand this right there. I think we definitely need to understand something. And the second one is, on the basis of this infrastructure, brothers and sisters, the CBI funds taking this and putting this into perspective, you have to try to ask yourself, brothers and sisters, okay, if not the $64,000, where is the kind of monies that SKERRIT is building? A much bigger one than the one he actually has in Vegas. Bigger than this one, as clearly seen right there. It's far bigger than this one right there, brothers and sisters. Probably 3 times, looks a bit like 2.5, 3 times bigger than this one. Where is that funding coming out? Especially when the government keeps telling us that apparently Dominica doesn't have much money to even give raises to people. Bonuses. Brothers and sisters, Christmas season is around the corner. About 20 days from now, brothers and sisters. Have we heard anything about getting duty free or anything of that sort, bringing barrels in, or, you know, all that something there? St. Kitts gave theirs already, you know. They gave theirs already. They gave a number of countries gave theirs already, which extends all up to February, I believe it is, or ending of January. Where's Dominica's own, brothers and sisters? Are we getting that? Are we getting ham, brothers and sisters? Are we? When I say we, I'm not gonna be wrong for me to get ham anyway. So, are we getting ham, brothers and sisters? I think it has been stated. A little birdie told me that the ham is coming. The ham and turkey is coming. All right. That's all I say in that regard right there. But it's very interesting when you find out the scope right there, brothers and sisters, and exactly how this has formulated. We heard that the government is doing different things when it comes down to land fees and all kind of something there that they have to pay, and they are making adjustments for a particular time, and then, you know, who benefit during that time benefits, but it's not for the benefit of the people. It's for them to benefit, brothers and sisters. Very interesting times that we're living in right there. So, you know, this person is estimating about a 60 million US dollar, EC dollars for that infrastructure right there. I wouldn't say it's too far. I wouldn't say, brothers and sisters. 60 is about 23 million. Around there, give and take, brothers and sisters, around 23 million US dollars to build that infrastructure, and then the government will say, hey, you need the country that money. Okay then. Anyways, moving along, brothers and sisters. Of course, we know when it comes down to the country, there are people who give their views on a number of things, right? Okay. And they take out this person's name. All right. It is very frustrating, this person is saying, doing business in Dominica. I know, it's true. Right? Especially from people coming out overseas, make their monies come to do something in Dominican. It's not helpful at all, brothers and sisters. Even handling basic transactions like registering a vehicle brings on contempt from the liquor boys, them disguised as public officers. The law seems to work only for one direction, brothers and sisters. Like the band, one direction. The law apparently seems to work only for those who engage in corrupt dealings. But if you have corrupt people at the head, what do you expect to happen? Non-corruption? I mean, we keep saying that there's corruption all over the place, brothers and sisters. and we voting for the same corrupt people, doesn't that make us also equally corrupt? Like Professor Lumumba stated, the people get what they truly deserve. I believe Dominicans are getting what they truly deserve because of the incompetence of the very people themselves. And those who are competent, oh my goodness. A comment just came to mind right there. Somebody says, Mystelics, all you doing is talk. So I asked the person, what are you doing? Hopefully the person gets to answer me right there. What are you doing? I'm a journalist. I get to bring information to a number of persons. I'm also at the meetings and the rallies. Where were you? Huh? Where were you? Like I was indicated before, brothers and sisters, where are the numbers? We have 300, 400, 500 tops. People coming to rallies when you... Where are the 10s and 20s and 30,000 people? 40,000? Where's the whole 50,000 of the country? Because I don't believe it have 70,000 people in Dominica at all. Maybe some people don't know they go missing yet. They go back door and they disappear. Anyways, brothers and sisters, let me continue right there. So corruption is taking place in the place. The law seems to only go directly to the corrupt individuals for some sort of weird dealings, and the few who try to do business ethically. That reminds me of the whole situation involving Lennox Linton. And of course, on the other side, they say there's corruption and all kind of manipulation of the books and what have you. This is why they're not trying to give electoral reform to ruin SKERRIT's re-election legacy, brothers and sisters. The question I asked some time back, brothers and sisters, when it comes down to that situation, I ask myself, should one play fairly when the other team is playing unfairly? And the question I concluded was yes. Yes, because there's still at the end of the day integrity and principle that still abides. But apparently in this day and age, people still just don't get it. People just don't. Then again, you have a lot of people just running off emotions and not thinking logically. And then they just spew all sorts of madness in the place, not realizing we should be unified in one effort. They are trying to do something. They are humans are just incredible creatures. Oh, I wonder what God will. Boy, God must be watching and say, "But what have I done?" He said that before, you know. God say, "He repented, he make money." Aye. But much less for today. Oh, at least we have grace, brothers and sisters. Anyways, you know, those who try to do business ethically and target. Let me read that again. And the few who try to do business ethically and are targeted and made to spend more money, brothers and sisters. Not on the basis of that, though. I also heard if you try to do something, the government then comes and asks, what is my court for me to help you? Really? What is my court for me to help you? Anyways, brothers and sisters, let's continue. Right there. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Really? No, that's not what the person is saying. It's beginning to not be enough to merely mind my own business and try to make a decent living when living in a country filled with jealousy, evil, hatred, and envy towards innocent people who do you no harm. Facts. All facts. This individual is sitting right there. Having been raised differently and having more than you is not a reason to target individuals and victimize them right there. It's not enough to be surrounded by noisy people. You know, people does that. No action meets the mouth, brothers and sisters. They come on the radio and just talk nonsense all over the time. Just talking nonsense. Aye. Help us, Father. Help humans. Help humanity right there. As beautiful and resource rich as this country is, it is riddled with corruption. Facts. High corruption indeed. This is why people who look at Dominica wondering what's going on. What's going on in the nature isle of the Caribbean, brothers and sisters. In the new year. Oh boy, I tell you. I'm tired of being overcharged. Aren't you tired of being overcharged, brothers and sisters? And frustrated with what is going on in Dominica? No? Okay. And dealing with incompetence. High level of incompetence. It's not just incompetence, you know, brothers and sisters. It's a high level of incompetence. Things that you will say, okay, maybe they don't know. But even common sense would tell you. But then again, if you have incompetence at the top, brothers and sisters, and the people keep voting for them, that means the people themselves are also incompetent on the basis. But then again, if you look at the structure of humanity and the understanding of the Maslow hierarchy of needs when it comes down to the psychology, one of the pillars, brothers and sisters, is safety and security. So when they have destroyed the inabilities of individuals to be safe and secure and to provide for themselves, they look to those who have destroyed it to provide it for them. This is what I call the breadcrumb mentality. We can get the bakery, brothers and sisters, but we are so in culture at present that we are not accepting the breadcrumb mentality, and we are complaining now for the breadcrumbs when we don't get it, boy. We are complaining now when we don't get the breadcrumbs, brothers and sisters. That is the state Dominica is in today. We'll understand where I'm coming from in a moment, brothers and sisters. This person is said, I'm tired of being overcharged and frustrated and dealing with incompetence, ignorance, and abuse of power. In the new year, I'm strongly considering taking my family and migrating. Yes, I've been telling individuals who have asked me about their children, what should they do? And when you see they presented with opportunities and this kind of things, Mystelics, what should I do? I said, they need to leave Dominica for them to find betterment. It is those who are fortunate to come back Dominica and not rely on Dominica is a totally different story. But if they are reliant on Dominica, they need to leave, brothers and sisters. That is the best advice I can give anybody in Dominica today, is to leave. Brothers and sisters, I just close my eyes and say, but what am I saying there? But brothers and sisters, if you look at what is the reality of Dominica, if you look at it, you think Dominica, if Thompson them were to come in today and change and revamp and everybody's unified and all these things come together, brothers and sisters, Dominica will still be at a standstill because it has catching up to do. You know that, right? You know that, right? It has catching up to do. Dominica has fallen at least by 30% when it comes down to the GDP since 20 years. And when I say 30%, I'm not talking about the rate, brothers and sisters. I'm talking about the negative factor, We then have to climb, we have to put things in place to make monies beat the debt that we have. And then when that money has been able to climb back so we can reach zero, like St. Kitts did the other day, equaling the debt to GDP ratio. If we are able to reach there, then we can start elevating. You know how long that will take? It take them 20 years to mash up the country. You think it's going to take 5 years to fix it? It's very sad that I'm saying this, brothers and sisters. But I've seen Dominicans leave Dominica, and it did not take them much, because they are in areas and places that are striving and elevating. Even though sometimes the very countries that these Dominicans go to, people themselves complaining inside there. But they are complaining at a higher level. Yes, brothers and sisters, if you are zero, you gotta have $0 and you can buy nothing now. And somebody have $5, they'll complain because they have $10. But it's better to complain on the $5 than $0. Don't you think so? All right. Hopefully you guys get the point right there. Anyways, the new this person is saying, yeah, I think you definitely should. You definitely should, and your family members. This is one of the things. This one, and keep in mind, but this is why you have to watch this whole video. Reason why I'm saying that people need to migrate, especially when you're talking about your children going overseas to get. I believe that children should be raised in Dominica, so they can feel the grind and the struggle, and then they can go overseas and appreciate. I don't think you should make your children born and then raise them in America. Not so at all. They should come in Dominica, feel the pain, so they know the struggle that you need to do, so they would not squander their time like Americans doing all sorts of irrevocable foolishness with themselves. But it's not all, a lot of them do. So I believe they grow them in Dominica. When they reach over a certain age, maybe 15, 16, send them overseas. Meet their auntie and what have you. Make their auntie adopt them and all kind of something, brothers and sisters. So they'll have a better chance. Where they have a better chance of making it, and they have made themselves careers with living wages, brothers and sisters, you know what can happen? They will be able to send funds to Dominica, and in so doing help their family members out there. What doesn't make sense to have people in Dominica struggling constantly, and they're growing up struggling constantly, and yourself don't getting help from them. Then you even don't have to be the one who helping these people when they're struggling in the same Dominica. That is very interesting, ain't it? That's why I tell people to leave. It's unfortunate. SKERRIT himself, the very Prime Minister of Dominica, made his children born where? In the United States. He, as the sitting Prime Minister, made his children born in the United States. Melissa is associated to Canada, his wife. It has been alleged that SKERRIT is still a French citizen. I don't know if it's the truth or not, but it has been alleged that he's still a French citizen. So when this man is trying to organize himself and see how much money he can get on this kind of things, so when he really decides, hey, I'll come down Dominican vacation, all this kind of, well, I don't know what it is, but from a logical point of view, if that is the case, you know, it tells a lot. You as a sitting Prime Minister cause your children to born in the United States. What does that say about you, your thoughts on Dominica, when it's very clear what has happened to Dominica? Very, very clear. Indeed, there's something I had to show later on. Let me show you this one, brothers and sisters. Oh, brothers and sisters, we see Patrick John, what he has done for Dominica on the basis of the National Bank, which of course I think they don't want to give the present government no more loans. Eugenia Charles, she studied the citizenship by investment. Of course, SKERRIT them elevated it to make billions of dollars, which of course is not a reflection in society right there. Of course, Edison James, United Workers Party, started the Dominica World Creole Music Festival. One of the best, not one of the best, sorry, but the best time in Dominica that brings in a lot of people to Dominica. One, increasing the tourism industry, and two, a lot of funds to Dominica right there. It brings a lot of funds to the very people themselves. One of the things that shocked me, brothers and sisters, SKERRIT them could have elevated and say, hey, we created this stadium to help. And then it had World Cup. I think the stadium would be there for cricket. No, they faltered at big time. But what SKERRIT them have created is ultimate poverty in the place, brothers and sisters. So I would urge you and your family members to go overseas, seek better for yourself, and then you can probably help those in Dominica right there. Not those who try to keep Dominica down, you know. One of the things I always tell people, if your family members vote in Labour constantly and they constantly begging you, do not give them anything. Sometimes people need to feel the pain. I don't care if you're family. Sometimes that's one of the things that I notice when it comes down to psychology, brothers and sisters. They call it the negative and the positive reinforcement. Negative reinforcement would be to stop your dirty ways. Positive reinforcement is to when you do something good, you do it. But sometimes you're using positive reinforcement for the negative. If your family members constantly voting for Labour, always in the party, yeah, we in the party, we getting free drink and stuff, and they constantly voting, brothers and sisters, and you overseas, when they ask you for something, they sending it for you. You sending it for them, matter of fact. You sending it for them. That is positive reinforcement for the negative thing that they are doing in the country. So if your family members are laborized, brothers and sisters, and they're constantly voting for the government and they're complaining to you, well, I don't have this, I don't have that, let them suffer. It's harsh to say these things, but sometimes you need to feel the pain for you to know, hey, I need to stop my dirty ways. You guys will let me know if I'm wrong or not. So the person is considering taking a family and migrating. Doesn't even have to be my birth country in the United States. No, you don't have to go further. You can go Antigua. You can go Barbados. You can go don't go St. Lucia right now. St. Lucia on some Macacui business right now. Even though but they're on Macacui business right now, brothers and sisters. So don't go St. Lucia now. When they organize themselves and they better themselves, you know, they can think. St. Kitts is on Grenada. You can go. That's Guyana. If you can go, ask for Guyana. Guyana, I mean, come on. Guyana planning to give their citizens $200,000. Each citizen $200,000. Each household $200,000 of that sort, because of the thing that they have found. It's very easy to look at what is happening, you know, brothers and sisters. Dominica is the agricultural basin. Now we have to compete. We have to reach back to we have to reach back to zero, where we were before, brothers and sisters. We have to reach back to there. Then when we reach back there, we have competition of people already elevating beyond their zeros. You know how crazy and difficult that's going to be? Just like when we talk about Ross and they talk about bringing back Ross and all those kind of things. Brothers and sisters, Ross was a gold mine for Dominica. You know why? I don't know how I end up doing all that thing right there. But hey, let the Spirit lead, man. Brothers and sisters, Ross was a gold mine. You know why Ross was a gold mine? Because there were very little schools, medical schools, when it comes on to the time that Ross started. In the United States as well, you know. In the United States, there are very little schools, brothers and sisters. This is why you had an influx of individuals coming to medical school in Dominica. It was also cheaper for them to rent. I don't know about the tuition fees, but definitely cheaper for them to rent in Dominica. Of course, the standard of living for them would have been less since, you know, they make the US dollars and come down here and what have you, and they take the loans and what have you to come and, of course, help Dominica in that regard. But Ross was Dominica's gold mine, even did far better than the banana industry. Far better than the banana industry, brothers and sisters. The banana industry under Geese helped a lot of people. Ross came and then elevated that for people. And then the government made that go. Very interesting times that we're living in. Now today, we want to start new medical school. With all the other medical schools and the constant building of medical schools in the United States, along with the others in the Caribbean, including Bahamas. Remember, after Bahamas faced the worst hurricane known to, from my understanding, that I've not experienced, but I've known in my lifetime, brothers and sisters. They faced the worst hurricane. The hurricane literally stood still. I was traveling at 0 miles per hour. Stronger than Hurricane Maria right there. It took about 8 months, Bahamas opening new school. And we're talking about the school we have there with all the competition. I use that example to tell you guys that Dominica has to come back to 0 and then elevate with the serious competition that it has amongst other countries that were not even in the playing field when Dominica was booming when it comes down to the agricultural region. We had the golden ticket to make it. And then the Labour Party came in under Roosevelt Douglas. They tried to do some kind, I don't know if the people, I was a little boy, I remember during that time, I think Matthew Walters was one of the people in agriculture, and nothing was going on. Nothing, brothers and sisters, from my understanding, if I recollect, back in the day, right there, to the time we are now. This is why SKERRIT say, if not CBI, what else? Before that, Ian was saying, if not that, what else? Very interesting times, brothers and sisters. So this person say, I don't even have to go to my birth country. Anyway, well, you will go back to your birth country. You know why? Because Trump in power and all. Trump in power and all. So, you know, there's a lot of tax that's going to come back to the people. Monies that will not be going into tax. One of the things that the government wants to do is reduce the government. The federal government. Talking about that, brothers and sisters. Let me get into something right there. Bow. Brothers and sisters, I have to point this out right there. And I think this is very shocking when it comes down to this. Dominica has a set of ministers. One of the things that Donald Trump then pointed out was something very important. The wasteful spending in government. Wasteful spending. And when they have the wasteful spending, you know what they're doing? They put in the expense on the people. They put in more money on the people. Isn't that what Dominica doing? Brothers and sisters? Isn't that what Dominica is doing? I mean, come on. Anyways, brothers and sisters, country Dominica, 18 ministers. With a population of 72,000, they say. GDP estimates $653 million. Antigua, way less than Dominica. Antigua, 12 ministers that they have. They have more population, 99,000. And with a GDP factor of $2 billion. St. Lucia, brothers and sisters, that's 15. They're coming up to Dominica. With a population of 185,000. With a GDP factor of $2.2 billion. That's less ministers. You would think having more ministers will, you know, meet the different criteria as empowerment. But without empowerment, although you see 18 ministers, is really one. Well, 2 now. SKERRIT and what is the partner name? The financial minister, McIntyre. It's just 2 of them you have right now, brothers and sisters. St. Lucia, 2.2. St. Vincent, 12 ministers, brothers and sisters, with a population of 110. St. Vincent, brothers and sisters. I watch St. Vincent pass Dominica, boy. I watch, oh my God, I watch St. Vincent That was the last Kakarot in the Caribbean. Past Dominica, like you say, like NASCAR. Vroom! I watched St. Vincent, because you know what St. Vincent doing, brothers and sisters? They dabbling in agriculture. They dabble in the tourism aspect. Dominica has far better when it comes to both. There's something very interesting, brothers and sisters, I'll point out in a moment. Right there. Anyways, let's continue right there. So St. Vincent has 12. GDP factor, $1 billion. That's above Dominica right there. Grenada, 13 ministers, 113,000 population, and of course, $1.3 billion. I think we need to do like Trump them. Look at this whole situation, revamp the ministers and take them out. Because some of them are useless. Some of them trying to do something and they're still useless in the thing that they're trying to do. Look at Dronelia, the education minister. What we need Mamzelle for? Huh? We have agriculture. Who is the agricultural minister? I don't know. Who's that? The person that making the most noise now is the tourism minister. The weave girl. I just mix them there. I don't even call him again. The weave, then Dennis Charles, I think. The other one goes silent. For real. I don't even know what Mamzelle be. But it is. Mamzelle still in government. No, the other one that goes silent. I used to make them out. Shakira. Shakira. That's a me. Leave that alone. Anyways, brothers and sisters, let's go. Let's continue with that letter right there. So yes, this individual was saying, should I take my family and leave? Anywhere else is fine, and further the better. You don't need to go that far. Like I call a number of Caribbean countries, you can definitely elevate there. But I would advise you, if your home country is America, January 20th, head back to the United States. Okay? You will thank me later. All right. I regret giving up an opportunity to live and teach in China. What? You regret leave? Brothers and sisters, my advice to someone, when you get an opportunity, take it, especially when it comes down to live in Dominica. Some of all you might not be sure. Some of all you just live in Dominica and go and stay in people country. And all you don't know how you're going to make it. All you overstaying. I understand. I would overstay too if I was you. Of course I would overstay to do Dominica. If I have to go and clean shoes, brothers and sisters, or go and sing in the subway, you would end up making, you know how much some of those people making? There's a Dominican guy who used to play drums in the subway. Yeah, he used to play drums on pail and thing until the news pick him up. You don't remember that? You know how much money he has? Let me leave that there. I regret giving up an opportunity to live and teach in China early this year. I have sold myself short. Yes, you have. And you just stop your dirty ways. When opportunities come, take them. All right. I have sold myself short being here, and I can't believe. I understand this, and many brothers and sisters, you want Dominica to do well. I know I want Dominica to do well. I seen Dominica's potential. I have been seeing Dominica's potential for far and wide. For far and wide. This is why I want the right set of people to come into positions so I can also be part of that. You know? Give my thoughts, give my views, see how we can elevate, come together, get the right sort of people to come together to push things so we can get to do a number of things that can actually elevate Dominica in that regard. I want to do that. I want to be part of that too. Yes, brothers and sisters, not just me telling people just leave, because I know Dominica, brothers and sisters, I was fortunate enough in my endeavors. There were a few people as well who came under the same thing that I am and were fortunate too. But not many people have these things, brothers and sisters. Anyways, those who know what I talk about know what I talk about. Those who don't know, well, sorry. I have sold myself short, this individual saying. That's one of the things with me. I never sell myself short, no? Never. Anytime I see opportunity or something, what? Brothers and sisters, sometimes I didn't used to see the way. I didn't used to see the way. Sometimes I have 1 gig and I don't know how else I'm going to do things, man. But sometimes all you need to do is just go. Sometimes all you have to do is just go, man. Try something and just don't be foolish, you know, brothers and sisters. Before I even retired, I retired from working 9 to 5 in 2016. 2016, December. Give me 8 years, brothers and sisters. November was when I truly retired, because I left. I think I left. Well, that's when Obama picked me up around that time there. But November November, it was election time. Yeah, election time. I was yeah. So yeah, around that time, November kind of vibes. You know, I took my leave. So no, I leave. I took my vacation leave before I write my letter and everything, and I, you know, disappeared, man. So it's been 8 years, brothers and sisters. 8 years since I retired, and that is a decision I will never. At the time when I did it, brothers and sisters, I know I could go and do a little something there, especially in music and this kind of thing they're relying, but I'll be reliant on people. Anyways, brothers and sisters, that's not me that on this spot right now. Anyways, let's continue. Right there. I've sold myself short, and I can't believe it's come to this, as patriotic as this individual has been. I've done all I could. Contributed 8 years here to public service in the tourism industry, which has gone nowhere. Absolutely nowhere at all. Have abided by the laws, which are for one set. Yes, definitely. I mean, we're talking about the guy who just got bail there. The laws for which one set. Definitely have created employment and tried my hand with different businesses, but I'm quickly losing faith. You should have lost faith already. You should go. I understand Kamala them was in power hunting. You want to, you know, I would advise people do the same thing because these people were about to screw up the world, man. Well, the Western world. And the Eastern world would have taken precedence, just fulfilling Bible prophecy. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, let's continue right there. Contributed 8 years here to public service, but I'm quickly losing faith. Yeah, I understand that sentiment right there. Talking about sentiment, brothers and sisters, as we complain in Dominica, wondering if to leave, go to Antigua. Antigua has decided to do what? Double salary for public servants in December. Double salaries on your back. Sorry about that, brothers and sisters. Double salaries on your back. Right there. It's very interesting what is going on. Also, there's something I have to point out right there, brothers and sisters, when it comes on to Antigua. Because in Antigua, people were saying, how come Antigua want to claim the nature isle, man? Claim the nature isle. What is Antigua? What Antigua? Antigua nothing now? Well, it makes sense that these people, this is by the way in Antigua, eh? What we're watching there is in Antigua. So Antigua has some nature. Bush, it's a bush. Brothers and sisters, you can get to go in the forest. The forest, yes. It also has some rivers. It's looking dirty true, but you know, people can jump in it. I don't know. I would not jump in that for nobody, but maybe that's just the color of the thing. You know, maybe it's modern, so it looks like this. Just like in certain parts in Jamaica. Jamaica has white limestones, and when you go, you see in the river white. Yes, white. Hell, brothers and sisters. Some of them blue. Yes. That's why I say Jamaica is the real nature isle of the Caribbean. Right there, but they don't want to call themselves that, so Dominica have the title. But you know, they have that in Antigua. They don't just have that, you know, brothers and sisters. They have that too. They have some kind of climbing wall, waterfall looking thing that people can take a lime in. They can take a lime in. You can do like a hiking and what have you, brothers and sisters. So Antigua has a number of things right there. When we want to complain, oh, Antigua can want to claim that it's the nature of the Caribbean, huh? Well, it has beaches. And it has a few of these as well. And you know how much people has come to Antigua? Well, this year, about 1 million people. How much people come to Dominica, brothers and sisters? How much? Talking about that right there, brothers and sisters. Remember when I told you guys about 14,000 people in total, about 6 days would have come to Dominica. And of course, Antigua did that in 1 day with 11,000 people. Well, somebody decided, Mystelics, well, let me send you St. Kitts own. Let me send you St. Kitts own, brothers and sisters. So, St. Kitts December schedule for cruise. Alright? Let's go bit by bit. So, Sunday the 1st, there are 2 ships. Okay? 2 ships. Just like Dominica. That's normal for Dominica. Monday, brothers and sisters, there are 4. Monday, brothers and sisters, there are 4 of them. You can clearly see right there. Tuesday, they had 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry. My bad. They had 6 of them on Tuesday. 6 ships came on Tuesday, brothers and sisters. Okay. Wednesday, they had 2. Oh. Thursday, they had 2. Friday, they had 1. So that's like Dominica right there. Saturday, they had 2. Monday, I guess this skips Sunday. Monday, they had 1. Where be there now? Okay, Monday, the 9th, they had 1. Tuesday, they had 4. Wednesday, they had 1. Thursday, they had 4 as well. Friday, they had 2. Sunday, they had 3. Sunday had 3. Yeah, 3. Monday they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they had 6 boats on Monday. The 17th they have 3. Wednesday they have 5. Friday they have 2. Saturday they have 2. Sunday they have 1. Monday 23rd they have 1. Tuesday they have 3. Wednesday they have 3. Thursday they have 6. Friday they have 1. Saturday they have 1. Sunday, well, I guess they coming on this Sunday, Papa. Sunday they have 1, 2, 3, 4. Monday they have 3. Tuesday they have 3. Now when we get this schedule, you only saw for 6 days in Dominica. St. Kitts have for the whole month, and it's not one boat every day, you know. Sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 2. Very rarely you see one right there. So St. Kitts has less nature than Dominica. Less. You can drive around St. Kitts in 1 hour, brothers and sisters. I know this because we've done it. Well, we stopped a number of places, but that's what I was told right there. We can drive around St. Kitts in 1 hour. If you do stop, you can stop for probably like 2-3 minutes and continue and still do the whole hour. It's rather interesting also, brothers and sisters, that I know somebody that told me driving 20 minutes in St. Kitts is far. Just the other day, a friend of mine say, when you come up, Mystelics are coming for you. I just 2 hours away. Really? 2 hours away? That's just there with the person tell me. Yo, that is truly something else right there. But St. Kitts is doing a thing, you know. I would urge this individual right there, if you want to roll out. Hey, my partner, roll out right there. Anyways, brothers and sisters, this is pretty much all your boy has for this here reaction for today. What are your thoughts, man? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. Would you advise individuals to stay in Dominica and grind it out? Or would you advise individuals to leave as well? What advice would you give to this individual when it comes to this situation right there? And then you see certain circumstances, some people elevating, the rest just not doing it at all. Look at here the other day that Isaac, what is his name? Joseph Isaac got a vehicle and he write it off. Yo, it's alleged. Anyway, brothers and sisters, what are your thoughts, man? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below about the different things that we spoke about here today. And of course, these are just my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. Give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate that right there. Click the thumbs up button. Click the like button right there. And of course, subscribe and turn on that post notification so you'll be notified when I drop my videos right there. When I post a video right there. It's your boy Mystelics once again, guys. Be real. Salute the king always. Be positive.